It's not normal to find Apple laptops at the thrift store, and the few times they do show up, they're usually asking at least 10 times the $4.99 I paid for this one. But the more I get into it, the reasons why it was so cheap will start to become obvious. This is an iBook G4, and I actually bought one of these back in 2011 and used it to edit and upload videos for about a year, back when the PowerPC platform was still pretty usable for that kind of task. But this one has clearly seen better days. First of all, it has what looks like either paint or makeup all over it, along with its fair share of scuffs and scratches. On this side you can find a vast array of ports, which is something you definitely won't find on an Apple laptop these days. There's a Kensington lock slot, a modem, Ethernet, FireWire, 2 USB ports, a monitor output, and a headphone jack. On this side is the optical drive. You could get these with either a combo drive, which could read DVDs and burn CDs, or a super drive, which could burn both DVDs and CDs. But just looking at it, I don't know which one this has. And there's the power jack, which predated the MagSafe connector. This style kind of looks like an RCA jack, although the center pin is different. On the bottom we can see a lot more of this purple paint or whatever it is, and it's missing one of the rubber feet. And I did not get this with the power adapter, but I have one from my PowerBook which I was able to use, so I plugged it in and let it charge up, and amazingly the battery holds a charge. And here's the information: model number A1054, 24 volts. I didn't think that adapter was that high of a voltage. 1.875 amps. Copyright 2003, so that's the approximate date of this one. So clearly quite dirty, but at least the battery is working. But when I open this thing up, you'll be able to see why it was so cheap. Yikes, what happened to that keyboard? First of all, I could tell it was heavily used because of the amount of dirt on it and the fact that the letters started wearing off, and they wrote the letters in magic marker on the keys. And you can even see some Scotch tape residue on this one, so I don't know, maybe they were trying to stick on little stickers to say what the letters were. And then somebody got violent or something fell on this. I don't know what happened to cause them to rip off the majority of the alphabetic keys and the space bar. Some of them don't even have any remains of the key switches left. They're just bare metal contacts. These might actually still be functional because it has enough of the key switch in there. But clearly this keyboard is not salvageable. And even if it was, it's quite badly yellowed compared to the rest of the case. And I'm starting to get that purple paint or makeup or whatever it is on me. So before we go any further, I'm going to give this thing a good cleaning. First I'll remove the price sticker. Oh, there's even more paint underneath it. And to clean it, I'll try using this Pitney Bowes office equipment cleaner, which is a little bit stronger than window cleaner, and it has a funky smell to it. Yeah, that's coming right off. So I don't know what that was. This computer's still not going to look pretty, but at least it won't be having this paint come off on my hands. So that's a lot better. I also cleaned the touchpad and palm rest area, and the button still has a nice click to it. Not going to worry about cleaning what's left of the keyboard. And even though its battery is still holding what appears to be a charge, I plugged in my power adapter and it's glowing green. So after a good cleaning, let's turn on this $4.99 iBook G4 with a ruined keyboard and see if it still works. At least got the startup chime. Is the display going to work? Ah, it's lighting up. Took a while though. I can hear the hard drive. And there it is, starting Mac OS X. Your computer's clock is set to a date before March 24th, 2001. Yeah, the battery probably went dead, but the touchpad is working. It has 10.4.11, which I believe is the latest version you can put on one of these. 800 megahertz PowerPC G4, 640 megabytes of DDR SD-RAM. I don't want to show the original owner's full name, but it was Nancy's computer. Shows CDRW, so I think that's just a combo drive. And yes, it does have Airport Extreme wireless, and it has about a 30 gigabyte hard drive, which I believe was the base configuration, created September 28th, 2003, and has a bunch of icons on the desktop stacked on top of each other. I didn't do that, that's the way it came, so let's try to separate those. That's the disk image for Firefox 3.6.6. We have a burn folder and 2012 NJ Recycling 2 PDF file. In the applications, it has Internet Explorer, back when that was actually Apple's default web browser for a while, before they developed Safari. Otherwise, just, oh, there it is, actually, Safari. So maybe it came with Internet Explorer and they added Safari later. Otherwise, just the basic Apple stuff. QuickTime Player, oh, some kid stuff here, Dr. Seuss's ABC, Netscape, back when that was still a thing, Office X, so they did have Microsoft Office on this, as well as AppleWorks, and Deimos Rising, I don't know what that is, Quicken 2004, Sound Studio. So it looks like Nancy got quite a bit of use out of this computer for a while. And it looks like both Nancy and Bernie used this computer. But I can't find any documents in either of their folders, so I think they cleared it out before they retired the computer, which is a smart thing to do. They don't even have anything left in their iTunes library. Bummer. That's iTunes 6 from around 2006. Microsoft Office is still working. Here's Excel. This is back when once you bought Office, you bought it for life. There was no such thing as a monthly or yearly subscription. And here was the Mac version of Clippy, or Clipit, as I believe it's supposed to be called. And actually, even the keys which got completely sheared off are still working if I tap on them just right. For example, if I tap on this key, I can get it to respond. See, it's working. And here's the one next to it, which also got sheared off. So, surprisingly, this keyboard is still somewhat usable. You just wouldn't want to type on it, but it's possible if you had no other choice. But obviously I'm going to replace this keyboard, and luckily replacements are still cheap and readily available. I think they typically go for about $15 on eBay. And the speakers are working too. And hello, yes, the microphone is working too. You can see by the input level meter. Judging by the newest files I can find on the hard drive, it looks like this computer was last used in July 2016. I was able to connect it to my wireless, and in Safari, the Apple website even still kind of works. You can at least see the ads for the latest Apple products. So far everything seems to be working fine, but let's test out the optical drive with this DVD. So I'll stick it in. and see if it starts playing. You can hear it spinning up.
Thank you for purchasing.
Let's try this
Scotch
laser lens cleaner.
The Scotch Laser Lens Cleaner for DVD players and DVD-ROM drives is specially designed to remove dust, dirt, and small particles from your DVD lens. The unique microfiber 10-brush system cleans the most sensitive lens and is designed to work in all DVD drives. The cleaning process will begin now and lasts about 30 seconds.
The underside of the disc has little tiny brushes on it, which I guess this program of the disc is sweeping across the lens as it plays.
The cleaning process is now complete.
Okay, looks like the DVD drive is working. And it ejected the disc. Now to test how long the battery will last, I have it playing another DVD, and I'm going to unplug it right now. And that is unplugged, it's running on battery power. And we'll see how long this stays playing. Because as far as I know, it has its original battery from 2003. So I'm not expecting it to last as long as it originally did. Oh, I didn't get it on camera, but it just suddenly turned off, so obviously the battery is no good anymore. But when I plugged in the AC adapter and turned it on, it picked up where it left off, so obviously it was able to go to sleep instead of just cutting off the power suddenly, in which case it would need to restart the operating system. I just bought a replacement keyboard for it for $15 on eBay, but otherwise I'm going to leave this iBook G4 alone because I already have my PowerPC laptop needs covered with an array of machines here. My PowerBook 5300C, my clamshell iBook G3, and my PowerBook G4, the most powerful one Apple ever made. But it's nice to see that an 18-year-old Apple laptop can suffer such abuse and yet still work perfectly otherwise.
Memory. The first thing you'll want to do with your iBook is upgrade the memory. All iBook G4 models use standard DDR memory. Check my website for exact specifications of the memory you'll need. I advise going with the 512 megabyte or 1 gigabyte module, because that is the maximum.